Hello, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. This is DMS11. Today's topic is get your own financing before you go to the dealer and get your car. Before I make this presentation, I want to bring up that someone had pointed out that my chair was making a little squeaky sound, so I had to take care of it. So, Tweety Bird, if you are watching this, I hope you are happy. Ricky. No more squeaky. But anyway, back to the subject at hand. Get your financing before you go to the dealership to get your brand new ride. Okay, I'm going to tell you why I believe that this is a good thing to do, or something you might want to consider. When you go to a car dealership and you see that car you fall in love with, and the dealer talking all this jazz, trying to get you in that car, and they tell you, you may qualify for XYZ financing, which is 0% or 0.01% or 1% or whatever it is. Alright, well, this has been my experience. This is what happened to me, and this had happened in the days when my credit wasn't that good. It wasn't in the toilet, but it wasn't 817 credit score. Alright, there was two instances where this happened to me. One instance is I was to get a car, and like I said, my credit wasn't terrible, but the previous car I owned, I had a few missed payments, so that showed up. Alright, so what happened was, when I went to the dealership to get this car, they tell me, okay, well, here's the financing, blah, we skippy, sign here, these are your terms. They seem to be fair, reasonable, so I signed it and drove away with my ride. Well, a week later, I get a call back saying the financing didn't go through, and I need to come back in. And in a nutshell, I came back in, I was set up with another financer, and the monthly payment was higher, the interest rate was higher. And I thought, okay, well, I guess I got to take this hit because I made some late payments on my previous vehicle. Alright, fast forward 4 years after that, I'm going to get another car. Like I said, this time I'm not as savvy about money and everything as I am now. So yeah, with this car, the car that I had financing, the jacked up financing on me a week later, I made a few late payments. Not all the time, but there may have been like 3 late payments within the 4.5 years I was paying on it. Alright, so, and the payment was only 30 days late, so, but anyway, so I go to get another car. Alright, this time I go to my credit union, because credit unions are usually forgiving if you have less than perfect credit. Now, like I said, my credit was not in the toilet at this time. It just wasn't. It wasn't an 800. It might have been a low 600. All right. So this time before I go car shopping, I go to my credit union and I secure an auto loan for a certain amount, which I felt that I could get the car that I desired. All right. So I go to this car dealership and I see a car that I like, test drive it. I like it, whatever. And I tell the salesman I have prearranged financing with my credit union. Well, the salesman managed to con me and talk me out of using that financing, telling me that I qualify for GMAC financing at about 1% versus the credit union charge me maybe 5% or something. Okay. I explained to this gentleman that my credit is not in the toilet, but it's less than stellar, and I don't believe that I will qualify for this rate. He allegedly runs my credit, and a few hours later come back and say that I have been qualified. I'm like, I have been approved. I'm like, oh really? I find that very interesting, But so I sign the papers, I drive away with the car, and I'm happy, or so I thought, until again A week later, I get a call from I guess whoever was above the salesman, whoever his position was, I don't remember, but a head honcho at the car dealership that I got this vehicle from. Okay, and he tells me my financing didn't go through. I tell him, how could it be my financing did not go through? Your salesman told me that it did. I would not have purchased the van if it did. Okay, at that time, this manager gets real cocky and he tells me, well, we're not talking about my salesman. We're talking about your credit, and I want that car paid for. Okay, you may need to get a cosigner or come back with a bigger down payment. And I'm thinking, this is all too familiar with the first time this happened when I bought the other car, and they called me later talking about renegotiating some finance. Okay, but this time, like I said, I had a pre-approved loan with the credit union prior to me going to this dealership. So, this particular car that I was already driving, okay, they wanted to sell it to me at a price of $28,900. So, like I said, the salesman called me, the manager, I'm sorry, not salesman, the manager of this car dealer called me and acting real cocky until I mentioned to him, sir, when I came to your establishment, I had a pre-approved loan with my credit union. Because like I said, prior to me making that statement, he was being cocky, talking about my credit wasn't approved, I might need a cosigner, bigger down payment, they want that van paid off, or they want it back. So he was acting real cocky. But I got him. Let you know what I did. Pardon me. Got tongue tied. This is what I did. So like I said, I mentioned to this general manager or whatever the hell he was, sir, when I came to your establishment, I had a pre-approved loan with my credit union. He changed his tune then. He said, oh, well, would they approve $28,900 for this car? And I said, yeah, they would. But I don't. I want this car for $21,500 or I'm bringing it back on Monday. Oh, I have to talk to my boss about that. Talk to your boss about that. Have a good day. Click. Then at that time, I called my brother and I told him about what was going on. And I said, if I don't get a call back by tomorrow, saying they agreed to my terms of this car, if they try to juke me again, we're taking a trip to Canada. Because by the time I'm done with this car, they won't even dream about being able to pass this off as a new car with the miles I'm going to put on it. But gee, a funny thing happened. They called back and they agreed to my terms. So I shaved $7,500 or $7,500 off that car price that they originally wanted to sell me with their financing. You know, saying I qualified for GMAC financing, and I did. Because at that time, my credit was not stellar. Alright, so that went well. But I learned some valuable lessons from that. Number one, I will never walk into a dealership without the financing prearranged. Ever. If I not had that credit union loan as a backup, really that should have been the first thing I used. I should have never let them tell me about a GMAC loan. And I knew that my credit was not stellar at the time. Alright? So I shouldn't let that happen in the first place. Okay, another thing I learned, it appears that in a lot of cases, car dealerships do not, I know they have the ability to do so, but they do not, or they play games about running your credit at a time. Okay? Or they run it and they'll lie to you. Because I'm hearing that car dealerships don't get the answer back for your credit that same day. I think in some cases they may, but it was pretty evident that they didn't in these two cases where they called me back a week later trying to renegotiate some stuff. So keep that in mind. They play this game because they want me to have fall in love with that car, and then kept it like, okay, I'll get a cosigner, I'll bring in $3,000 down payment. You know, just don't take my car from me. They thought that was the reaction they was gonna get from me. It was not. Like I said, I shaved $7,500 off the price of that car, and then once I got what my car payment was from the credit union, my payment was about $160 less than their so-called GMAC financing thing. Another thing is when you have your credit pre-approved for the car loan, they may not have this so-called interest rate that the so-called car place is saying they're selling you, they're telling you that you can qualify for. But number one, you're not guaranteed to get that interest rate. They may play that game with you as they did with me. And then number two, you got more wiggle room to negotiate the price of that car, as I demonstrated knocking $7,500 off that car. Okay, and I noticed that the second time I bought it, not the second time I had a pre-approved loan for the car before I stepped into the dealership. Gave me some wiggle room. So they may give you this low interest rate, whatever, but they don't keep the price of that car kind of high. Because remember, I negotiated the price down. My credit union interest rate was so-called higher than the GMAC, but my car payment over the same amount of years, I used to do 60 months. I don't do anything more. They say that's, some people might say that's bad, but that's comfortable where I'm not pushing it. I won't do 72, 84. I usually pay my cars off early, about maybe a year or so early. So, but comfortable. I'm comfortable with 60 months, 5 years. But as I was saying, if you have a pre-approved loan for the car before you step at that dealer, you may have more wiggle room to negotiate the price of that car. Do not ask them about what the payments are going to be. Okay, ask them what the price of the car is out the door. Because they can set you up with something of their own. Be like, okay, well your payments will be $350 a month. They might be that, but they might carry it over to a 72-month loan. 72-month loan negative. You do not do a 6-month loan. You do not do anything more than 5. If you do more than 5, you cannot afford that car. Okay, 5. Some people saying you shouldn't go over 3. I think 3 is being a little tight, But I'm gonna say being safe and get all things considering 60 months, 5 years. That's the most you do on a car loan. If you're one of the people who likes to drive a car every 2 years, maybe you should do a lease, which I think is a waste of money. But if you just have to step out like that, do a lease. But if you're a person that has to have a new car every 4 years, then I don't know. Maybe you should do a lease, but you'll be turning in your car and you still be on it as well as on for the new one. I don't, because me, I'm keeping my cars now till they run to the ground. I have a car that's 13 years old and one that's 8 years old. Okay, they still look decent. They ain't put totally yet. They give it from A to B to C back to A again. Okay, but I'm not trying to inflict my lifestyle on everybody else, but I'm just having these discussions because people do not talk about money the way they should, and I am so pissed off because I've come to learn that everybody who's talking all this jazz about they got this money, they know how to do this, they didn't know jack. So yeah, I might be sound a little arrogant, maybe I am, but I'm stepping in the picture, and I'm gonna have some discussions about how to get some things done slightly better because a lot of people do not have this information, they do not research things, they don't know it. But back to the car thing again. You may have more wiggle room if you come in there with a pre-approved loan. They're not going to like it because when they get these GMAC loans that they're affiliates with, they get a kickback. Plus, they can keep the price of that car high. Okay? But if they got some sense and they figure out that you're not going to budge from your position as far as use your own financing, they need to get you out the door and then try that on the next person. But if they want to, hassle me for 8 hours, they could have got me out the door in 3 hours and then find them another Vic to deal with, which they can sell their little GMAC finance, and then they're going to call them back and we can try to renegotiate. That's all. I'm just saying, but I highly recommend you get your loan for your car pre-approved before you walk to the dealer because the dealer does not always run your credit and get the solid answer within the time you are there. Number one. Number two, they usually play a game if your credit is less than stellar and you take that car and your financing wasn't written in stone, and they call you back a week later talking this, you need a co-sign or a bigger down payment, all this other crap. Okay. And number three, let's say you negotiate a better price of the car. Negotiate a better price of the car. You have like check in hand, which is like having cash. If you have a pre-approved loan from your credit union or your bank, and you know they get the point, hey, you gonna sell me this car? Not time is money. So they because of the time after that I did that, I was only in the car dealership 3 hours. That's a world record for me. Normally I'm in a car dealership 8 hours, like I'm working an extra shift at work. So it must work. So that's what I do. I highly recommend that. Okay, maybe that be the case for everybody. Maybe some of you guys have better credit than I do, and you do get that, you know, 0.9% finance, whatever. But I know you ain't gonna be able to haggle for the price of that car. So, but if you do the math and the situation works for you, hey, I'm not mad at you. I'm just pointing this out because a lot of people did not give me this information. I learned the hard way, and I think that people should have gave me the information, but I don't think they knew it. But they was walking around like there's some big financial whiz kids or whatever, some whiz. They're not. So that's why I'm gonna keep on talking like I'm talking. I know people getting tired of me acting like, oh, how you the self-appointed financial manager or financial advisor. It's not that. But I'm gonna generate some good talk, some good advice, so hopefully people will stop making a lot of these money mistakes. Okay, you know it behooves you. And I'm not just saying just listen to me. The concepts and the themes and the subjects I talk about, research it. Find out if I'm full of it. Find out if do I know what I'm talking about, or am I just making up a bunch of hodgepodge to get attention? Find out. But you don't really have to convince me in one way or another, because my life, I ain't got the greatest life in the world, but I've seen some things. And these things, these subjects I'm talking about deal with the home mortgage, car loans, HELOCs, and all this other good stuff. I changed, and my life is much better than the way it was. I'm just gonna say that. Okay, not rich, I'm not perfect, I'm not living, I'm not a baller, but I'm much more comfortable now what I was now. I'm not living check to check. I'm not living behind the 8 ball. I'm not in the red. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to act like I'm everybody's counsel telling people what to do, but I really am pissed off because there's so many people who try to give me advice about money and they don't know what the hell they're talking about. So if they do all these videos that I'm putting up that's dealing with money situations, let's talk about it. Let's debate it. Because if someone says something to me and I find it to be inaccurate, I'm going to call them on it. And a lot of people, they're more into trying to impress somebody, trying to have the biggest car or biggest house or the latest to do. They're more into that concept rather than living a secure life where you ain't got to worry too much about money. Okay, because you're making better decisions in managing your money. Because you're making better decisions on spending your money. Because you're doing that. They're not doing that. So that's why I come in. Because I am doing that. I'm trying to do that. I am doing that. And I just want people to follow that concept versus trying to get everything because they're trying to impress somebody. Or they're trying to get the impression that they live in, you know, this glamorous lifestyle, fabuloso lifestyle that they're not. Okay? You can have that $70,000 car. What good is it if you have to end up hiding it from the repo man in parking lots when you go to work or in people's garages? But you want to give off that false pretense that you just had this fabulous life, like you got Donald Trump money. Come on now, quit playing. But anyway, if there's anything that anyone wants to comment regarding to this video, leave a comment. Be nice, you know, because like I said, it's not a one-way street. If there's some information you have that you think will behoove me or you want to add to this mix, add it. But let it be a good ingredient. Do not put bad ingredients into my gumbo pot. I do not like that. I like good tasting gumbo, not nasty gumbo. So that being said, give me some nods and some advice, but be warned. I don't just follow what the first person says. I have to taste it. Okay, I have to check it. I have to verify it. And I will. Just like I want you to taste what I'm saying, verify what I'm saying, find out if I'm full of bull s or not. But case in point, once you make better money decisions, and I just want you to live a good life, get what you want. Do it in moderation. Rome wasn't built in a day. You can't have everything at one time. But slowly but surely you can. You get one thing 1 year, pay it. another thing, another year or 2 years, whatever, pay it. But be wise about it. So that's all I want. I'm not trying to ramble on, get attention, but we need to take more care of our money, especially you people that have families. You guys should be knowing 2,500 times more than what I know for all the responsibilities that you encounter. So, that being said, I wish you well. Make some informed financial choices and get them dollars.